Hello everyone. I'm Mrs. Rekha Hassan, Assistant Professor of English from Government First Grade College, Kaur, Mangalore. The novel Nampally Road by Meena Alexander. This novel is prescribed for BBA Sem 4 of Mangalore University with the text titled Compulsory Foundation Course in English. Today's session is on Chapter 9, The History Lesson. We are in the session 29 of the chapter, The History Lesson. Before going to session 29, let's have a quick recap of session 28 of the chapter, The History Lesson, where we saw the meeting, people gathered, there was a huge crowd. People assembled to discuss the injustice prevailing in Hyderabad, and we find a number of speakers taking the different topics. One spoke about the Chief Minister's birthday planning, which was celebrated in a very pompous way, and a small child was chosen from a working class to play the role of Sri Krishna on the birthday occasion of Limka Gowda. And one woman spoke on Ramizabe's family and how the violence being committed every day. Many peasants were slaughtered for refusing to pay the taxes. Two sisters being raped and half buried in the sands of Arabian Sea. Then the nurses, for fear of molestation, they started doing duties in far-flung villages, and this surprised Meera, shocked to see the violence prevailing every day in the city of Hyderabad. Now we are in session 29. Maitreyi spoke in a simple language, graphically describing how Ramiza was raped. Till then, Meera had not known that she was the witness. Maitreyi was there at the spot when Ramiza was being raped. When she was dragged to the police station, she was there with her daughter-in-law who was about to give birth. Hearing the commotion, Maitreyi hid herself behind gooseberry bushes to the right of the main entrance and watched Ramiza being dragged up the steps. Outside in the yard was lying the badly beaten corpse of Muhammad, Ramiza's husband. Maitreyi witnessed the brutality of the rape following the policeman into the building. The situation was unbearable to watch for Maitreyi. Ramiza's sari was torn off from her body, and the policemen surrounded her, discussing who should go first to rape her. Her sharp eyes' cries for help had subsided as blood filled her wounds and ran down her bruised mouth with her blackened eyes. Later, Ramiza was thrown into the cell. Hiding from the eyes of others, the old woman Maitreyi edged forward to comfort her with a few drops of water, gently parting her split lips. Ramiza sensed nothing and had willed herself to part company with her violated body. The old woman cried out, raising her fist in the air, tearing her at her own clothing. People who were listening to the words of Maitreyi lit up in a crowd and shouted for revenge, but a man firmly said that the time for revenge had passed and now it was the time for action. But the voice in the assembly was lost in the general stampede on the stage. Various members of the crowd had their own story to tell. Mira wondered about the whereabouts of Ramiza. The next speaker was a woman named Rosamma, who was from the Hill Country. She led the great cry that swept the room. She spoke of the knives and bombs and to take up the knife of justice. While Meera was searching for Ramu at the very end of the meeting, she found a tall woman in black tapping her shoulder. She was none other than Rosamma. Rosamma, with a smile and sensing Meera's fear, said that she knew her mother's family and her grandmother was a great woman. And Meera shouldn't be afraid to use knives. After Rosamma left the place, Meera and Ramu left the place together and went to a small bar on Nampally Road. Sitting in the balcony of a Mohan bar and while drinking beer, she could feel the violent crowd at the meeting and even the slight breeze in the public gardens could not calm her. She was completely disturbed hearing to the speakers. As they were talking about their family, Rama stopped her, saying that someone was listening to their talk and remained silent. With this, the session 29 comes to an end. If you would like to have further reading, you can go to the text Compulsory Foundation Course in English for the BBA degree program SEM 4.